it's like we're at the point where it's like the regulation is actually causing the abuse.
Well, it's people wanting to get involved in your business that have contributed absolutely nothing to your business. It's the story of the beet farmer who's busy farming beets, and a government employee comes by and says, "You need to fill out these 30 pages." He's like, "Bitch, I ain't got time for 30 pages. Fill them out yourself." So the federal employee ends up fucking filling out the paperwork and says, "Have a nice day." He says, "You too. What did you want again? Fuck off." I mean, this is the problem with Democrats and what they're doing to this country. And that's a problem from like the 1950s and 60s. We got bigger problems now. You have to make an annual confession every single year that can be used against you by your government to put you in prison. We live in the stupidest times, which also means we live in the greatest of times, because if you're smart, you rule the stupid people. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
So out of the 3,400 men it took to build the Empire State Building, 5 died due to accidents, slip and falls, and like the metal beam hitting them accidentally. So we're trying to save those 5 men.
About the dudes who were dropping that on top.
Huh?
The dudes who were dropping that while building the Empire State Building.
Maybe, but it said slip and fall as well, so
Okay.
maybe. I don't know. But 5 men out of 3,400 people, 3,400 men died. So I guess to save those 5 men, we have all these regulations. But to me, those are accidents, and you can't stop it. So by trying to minimize it, you're actually just restricting people from doing their job.
Is that David Bobadilla? No. So I can address the topic of this room. Speech was given to man to disguise his thoughts. I could just read you something from Marcus Aurelius that's like so pure and true, where you're just like, it's indisputable. And I've been reading Marcus Aurelius for many years now, and I've made it into an audiobook multiple times, and I find that Meditations of Marcus Aurelius to be so intelligent, because it seems like he's living today. He's talking about the political situation, he's talking about God, he's talking about faith. Okay.
It worked, y'all.
At first I had to figure out Edmund. I'm like, oh, I'm Edmund.
Yeah, that's you. No, go ahead. I'm just trolling you, buddy. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Marcus Aurelius. I'll just read one page, and it's a tiny, tiny book. Wilt thou then, my soul, never be good and simple and one and naked, more manifest than the body which surrounds thee? Wilt thou never enjoy an affectionate and contented disposition? Wilt thou never be full and without a want of any kind, longing for nothing more, nor desiring anything, neither animate or inanimate, for the enjoyment of pleasures, nor yet desiring time wherein thou shalt have longer enjoyment, or place, or pleasant climate, or society of men with whom thou mayest live in harmony? But wilt thou be satisfied with thy present condition, and pleased with all that is about thee? And wilt thou convince thyself that thou hast everything, and that it comes from the gods, that everything is well for thee, and will be well whatever shall please them, and whatever they shall give for the conservation of the perfect living being, the good and just and beautiful, which generates and holds together all things, and contains and embraces all things, which are dissolved for the production of other like things? Wilt thou never be such that thou shalt so dwell in community with gods and men as neither to find fault with them at all, nor to be condemned by them? Observe what thy nature requires, so far as thou art governed by nature only, then do it and accept it. If thy nature, so far as thou art a living being, shall not be made worse by it. And next thou must observe what thy nature requires, so far as thou art a living being, and all this thou mayest allow thyself in thy nature, so far as thou art a rational animal, shall not be made worse by it. But the rational animal is consequently also a political, social animal. Use these rules, then, and trouble thyself about nothing else.
Thank you for that reading, Edmund.
You know they're making a Gladiator 2.
Yeah, I saw that. It looks pretty good. And actually, didn't I guess the social woke component is having Denzel Washington play a former slave or gladiator who tries to like coup d'état the Roman Empire, which I find kind of funny because it's easy to get angry over putting these like fake people in, like putting a black person in where it's clearly a white person, but to have you know what's his face play that role. I mean, he is a great actor. Like that movie Training Day is like kind of scary.
Oh, yeah, Training Day was one of the greatest. Wait, but they're actually like putting the Gladiator as the black guy.
No, no, no. Denzel Washington plays the curator of the gladiator, meaning that he's like a former slave who is playing in these gladiatorial games like with his slaves. And then he tries to coup d'etat the Roman Empire. He says, "You will be my path to the throne in Rome." So it's like the whole thing is stupid, meaning that like they're making it seem like a black guy tried to become the king of Rome, which is totally not true. But that's one of the things where it's Denzel Washington, so it's like you're gonna get angry over a fictitious movie that none of it's real. I mean, yes, the story of Spartacus is real, and there were Roman slave revolts, and there were massive battles, and there were major defeats. But anyways, you see my point, where they're crafting a DEI movie. It's a BLM movie basically. As a,
A DEI movie, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not talking about the
Yeah.
wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. That's what they really need to do and there is an old 1950s, 60s film called Marcus Aurelius, and it is actually a very good depiction of the Roman philosopher king Marcus.
And Russell Crowe's delivery of Marcus Aurelius. Wait, so are they even having another Marcus Aurelius be played in Gladiator 2? I don't even know. I know Ridley Scott's returning, but I don't know if they're trying to redo the Marcus Aurelius role, or if they're just creating like a new kind of story, like the DEI story. I wonder why like everyone has kowtowed to the woke liberalism. Like it's so crazy. It's like we're seeing it in real time.
I don't think they have. I think it's an illusion.
Do you think that, like, for instance, like Reddit, right? Like, I'm wondering, do they just become like, you know, like do they actually believe this or not? Like, or are they smart enough to recognize that like the winds of change, and they're like, okay, we're gonna just kowtow to these guys because we're a business and we can't get canceled. So, and now their stock ran up huge, right? And I almost feel like if they had not kowtowed back in like 2015, then they might not have secured all their
Yeah, I think
corporate.
as gay as it is, I get why corporations do it. They have every incentive to do it, and there's really no incentive for them not to do it. Especially, look, if I'm right, and I think it is an illusion, and I think there's more and more people that reject the woke bullshit, but social media and the way the news
already. Wait. Yeah.
It's free in the sense that it's free because it costs the company nothing in terms of money.
Yeah.
But it's not free in terms of what it actually entails. But yeah. Oh my god, I'm watching the market crash in real time.
Is it? I haven't traded in the stock market in like a year, and I got to tell you, I do not miss it. I don't miss the emotional drama of the stock market and watching my portfolio dump, hundreds or thousands of dollars a day, and then having the dopamine feedback loop of the opposite of that. It's like it's exhausting. Alan Watts says like people who trade in the stock market all day, all they do is eat numbers as opposed to like,
Yeah.
words. But it's more than that. It is words now. Like I'm sure the information, at bucket shops and looking at the Wall Street Journal back in the 50s and 60s and going to the library to open up a book to try to do research on corporations that you've never heard before. Now everything is like a marketing campaign. You go on CNBC to tout your earnings release and your upcoming product innovations. So, like getting out of trading is like a sickness in many ways. It's a drug addiction. In addition, if you think you're really good,
my mom was a trader back in like 1980, or like she's been trading like since as far as like since at the moment pretty much when I was born. So she was placing phone calls. She was always on the phone talking about different stocks with the broker, and like and then she checked the morning paper for quotes, and then she just do the research, and then like during the first .com boom, she like invested, like she doubled down on Excite, and then that thing ran up like 10 times, and then she also like became like an early buyer of Apple.
Nice.
Her cost basis was like
Made that money.
yeah, her cost basis was like $4 or $3 or $4.
Yeah.
And that was like that was like in 1997, I think. Yeah, like when Microsoft felt so sorry for I think it was Microsoft, right? They felt so sorry for Apple, they gave them a loan. Like, do you remember those like little clamshell Macs?
We used to have them in school, yeah.
Yeah. They used to be in schools, right? Yeah.
They got those the school contracts. That's how they lived,
Yeah. And they made that sound when you booted them up.
I mean, if you bought it for now it's at 140. Do you remember when Google IPO'd? You could actually buy shares in the IPO like through their website in like a lottery draft or something, which was like outside of your brokerage account IPO. And if you would have bought Google stock on day one of the IPO, you're at 17x at least. And it was just like an obvious buy. Everybody was already using it. It was like, this is a no-brainer investment. The craziest thing is though, hey Samia, you look at guys like Eric Schmidt who didn't even start the company, but they were president of the company, and now he's worth like $14 billion. Executive compensation, like even Elon Musk's compensation with Tesla is so crazy. And the Democrat judge actually suspended his compensation agreement, and then I guess it got reinforced. But isn't that there is a whole political component to corporations, which not a lot of people are aware of, because
Wait, but would you trust a CEO who won't put his name on, and back want the company share, right? I'd rather have a CEO that wants the company share. That means he's invested and he's trying to make it successful.
Yeah, 100%. But too many executives are just shuffled around, and they're like administrators of bankrupt, defunct companies, and they're never going to try to turn the company around. They're just like administrators over assets. So what I'm trying to say is, Eric Schmidt, he was in the news yesterday because he claims that drones are more effective than tanks in battles because now you can just load up a drone with C4 and actually destroy a tank, and like tanks are becoming like useless World War II archaic military machines because of drone technology and how they can take out tanks. And in many ways, he's right, but he's just promulgating his own AI self interest. And during the Obama administration, he went to the White House like 140 times, and he is the biggest like venture capitalist when it comes to AI platforms, investing in AI startups, etc. Like he took his Google fortune and is parlaying it into AI technology and associated technologies. And he has this huge legacy of being like a sexual predator. So there does seem to be like a connection between like sexual predators and super aggressive business people. Just like it's like human psychology. It takes,
risk takers, risk takers. Yeah.
What's his name, by the way?
Eric Schmidt. He's one of the richest men in the world. He didn't start Google, but he's worth like 15 billion, I believe. But Sergey Brin and Larry Page are worth like 300 billion apiece. And Google now has one of the highest market caps of all time in human history. And Apple is like the first $3 trillion corporation. When it hit 2 trillion, people were like, "Holy fuck! This is even a trillion." You're like, "This is the first $1 trillion corporation on the planet." And now it's like a $3 trillion corporation. You're like,
that's
"Holy
not true, but
fuck!"
close, yeah.
Yeah.
The Dutch East India Trading Company would be in modern inflation, the dollar is at 1.4 trillion. Okay.
Yeah. No, yeah. But when people say there weren't trillionaires, I think what was his name? The leader of Russia, Stalin, was apparently one of the wealthiest people in the world and worth $1 trillion because all the wealth of the country was under him. I don't know if this is what they said.
The king of Saudi Arabia is worth apparently 10 trillion.
No, but people in the past were worth way more than what we think now. Like if they were to like say what was the wealth of someone like Alexander the Great or something like that, if they like fixed it, they would be richer than the people, like way like trillions and so on, if that makes sense.
It's all relative because like everybody's gonna die and you're born penniless, you die penniless, so it's like somewhat subjective on like somebody's true wealth. And that's why Trump, when he says, my brand is worth $6 billion, you might as well tack that onto my net assets. It's like, okay, well that's totally subjective, but nonetheless Trump is worth something. I mean, the name, the brand, but Trump, it's hard to copyright the word Trump. Like, it's not really copyright. He might have a copyright on it, but nonetheless, it's like saying, my name is David Bobadilla or Roger Mayhem. Like, there's no copyright on your fucking fictitious non-playable character profile on a fucking social audio chit-chat app.
And I would say that, everyone says he's like a Nepo baby, right? Like that his father was rich, but the name Trump, I would say, got more powerful with him rather than the father, because I don't recall the father's name Trump being seen as this huge, you would argue it's Trump, right? That made that name what we're seeing now, right? Would you agree or disagree? I mean, it's obvious, right, that Trump is huge now. But I don't know if you guys remember the book Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book on. I don't know why there's an echo.
You love this guy, Malcolm Gladwell.
Oh no, it's okay. Oh no, it's just I keep hearing myself. My voice. Sorry, love. Michael Gladwell. I don't know if you know him. He's famous, but he wrote a book on outliers, and I think he narrowed it down to exactly around the time that Bill Gates was born, like that it was likely to be someone from that region, and he was like spot on that they would be born in their 50s. But one of the guys that was the founders of either Apple or Google, I can't remember, one of them is broke and lives in a trailer, and Michael Gladwell, I think, interviewed him. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No, I don't know.
He didn't invest early. Poor guy could have invested at $5 or something small, and he didn't, and then he would have been worth billions.
The thing about investing is you have to have some money to invest in the beginning. Even if you have like a 60,000% ROI, if you only invested $5, I mean, you're still gonna have a decent amount of money, but like you still have to have money to invest in the beginning, because listen, the craziest gambling, and I've done a lot of gambling, is the stock market, is the options market, or the derivatives market in the stock market. Meaning that if you trade earnings releases, you could have some options that go up 60,000%, 50,000%, 30,000%. That type of return on investment is unseen, unheard of. Never ever will you get a 30,000x on your money. Ever, ever, ever. Only in the stock market, options market, can you ever hope to achieve ridiculously high ROIs. And I've never seen any type of exchange where you can actually gamble that hardcore, where you're going to lose 100%, but you might also make 300%, or you might make 30,000%. You never know, because there are black swans in the stock market, and you can bet on it going up or you can bet on it going down. So from like a mathematical quant, if you're a fucking genius, you go into the options market, and if you can create software that can help you trade, you are a fucking genius.
Yeah, big risk takers, you're right. And maybe it is correlated with other things in their life. But yeah, I think even Elon doing this political, like going into politics like this with Trump, yeah, I think that's a big gamble. I mean, even Trump, he could have stayed away from being in politics altogether. But I posted an article in the chat when I was in the room with Gio a few days ago, and we were talking about how with China, how they have like their billionaire class is like in check, in line, and like it says something about Z that I posted an article in chat. The wealthiest man in China is scared of Z, and that just tells you, like.
But there should be a natural opposition. There should be a natural opposition between extremely wealthy executives and political power, because the political power player kind of fears the business executive because he is maybe more competent. He has real money, and he might take my position. So there should be a natural antagonism between big government and big business. But unfortunately, in America, big government just rolls over to every concession that big business makes. There's no pushback for ethical or moral purposes. And the fact of the matter is, the government does not spend its money on moral or ethical purposes or public works. Like, I know Gio's a fan of ancient Rome. When you were a successful Roman senator, and let's say you built a big business, you didn't just hoard all your fucking money. You actually spent it on the population, and you beautified the city works. You built public bathhouses. You used your money because you knew you were going to die, and your credibility, your family, your reputation was on what you gave back to society. That is not what some billionaires do it now. I mean, supposedly Trump rebuilt, the ice skating rink and did other public works in New York, but nonetheless, there is no real solid examples of billionaires divesting themselves. So look at the Bill Gates and fucking Warren Buffett promise. What have those fucking assholes done with their money? Their nonprofits invested in vaccine research technology startups. They're not fucking giving the money to the population. They're putting it back into bullshit biomedical research, which is nothing more than another business. So we have very few good ethical billionaires, but Elon Musk is the only example through X and breaking us out of the censorship bubble that we lived in and restoring our first constitutional right. So, Elon Musk, in my opinion, in many ways, he's like, he sacrificed $40 billion to fucking give us the ability to say, picnicker.
I think to what you said earlier, I think it was a bigger risk for him not to get on landscape. Like, I genuinely think if Trump loses, like, they're going to go after Elon. They're going to go after him.
He might be involved in the Diddy freak-off parties, because there's a photo of him at a gathering with Diddy, and, maybe it's not true, but Elon has multiple wives, like 11 kids, 16 kids, this whole thing about him building a compound. I've been filming Elon on X through Adrian Dittman, and in my opinion, I think he's like kind of ridiculous because he has all these kids, but yet he's on X all night long playing Diablo 4 with his coworkers at SpaceX, like giggling and laughing like little schoolgirls. And then he jumps up on stage with Trump and he like pumps his hands. He's like, wow! Like, you know, he's autistic and fucking retarded. But people love him because he says what he feels and he feels what he says. And, you know, he's fully invested.
He's on here. He's on Clubhouse.
He was.
Yeah, he's coming in and out of Clubhouse.
People have
But
gone.
I like
People have gone into his X rooms and said, hey, there's a fake Adrian Dittman on X impersonating you. He's like, it's a fucking scam. Don't fucking believe it. I'm not on that bullshit fucking app. That fucking app sucks. The founders fucking suck. Fuck that stupid fucking app. And whoever's fucking impersonating me on there, block them. I was like, holy shit, this is getting awesome.
He's probably lying, and it probably is him on there.
No, it was me,
app.
Samia. I had two Adrian Dittman accounts on here.
You killed me for that, man. That's epic. So
Bro,
you trolled him.
Dittman is not Musk. Like, I don't know how
It is. I don't know how to break it down to you, but 100%. Just go to his X right now and look at what he's posting, and you will realize, oh, fuck, this is Elon Musk's burner account.
No, bro.
Bro, Ape, I know you got the green bean and, like, you're starting a job, but, like, I'm telling you, I've spent many, many months now doing a full fucking analysis of Adrian
I'm
Dittman.
dying. He got you there, bro. You're starting a new job. He got you there, Lou. Yeah.
Yeah, Elon does do strange things like that. I know people who know him. Like he'll do strange things like that. He's connected to
Dude,
some other people.
they've been in the same room at the same
I
time.
know, bro. Do you know I've been in the same room with, like, 3 of my burner accounts? I mean, he's got an Elon Musk profile, and he's got another Apple iPhone. Do you know some people have more than one phone?
Yeah, but John, you've never been in a room talking. Well, I guess you have.
Yeah, listen, Ape, don't go down this path. Don't go down the route of T. Robs and bet me $20 about Adrian Dittman's real identity, because
No, I was there for the bet. There's no proof.
no proof. Okay, listen, I'm done talking about it. Go ahead, say what you want.
I said there's no proof I could give you that you would accept that they're not the same person. Like what would it
I
take?
could give you gigabytes and gigabytes, a tremendous amount of YouTube videos proving to you beyond a reasonable doubt that Adrian Dittman is Elon Musk.
I've listened to them. I know they sound like
Retarded.
Yeah,
similar.
I'm done. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference to me.
The only thing you can do now is leave. All right, that's the only thing you can do now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And what would be the big deal of believing him? It wouldn't be a big deal, right? If you believe him. Like, I mean, it could be true, right?
It's not that it could be true. It is 100% beyond a reasonable doubt that Adrian Dittman is actually Elon Musk. You think that he only has one account? You think he spent $40 billion to just create one account? I mean, what the fuck planet do you live on? There's a reason why you don't have a job and your credit score
My
sucks.
God,
Here's
I
the
hate
equivalent
this shit.
of it. Basically, I'm sure someone could put together the overlay, and you would basically have to say that Elon literally doesn't sleep.
His mental health is terrible. He only gets a couple hours of sleep a night. He's like you guys.
No, he would get no, bro. The amount of time Dittman spends playing Diablo in spaces, and then trying to somehow make space and time for running X, running Tesla, boring company, SpaceX, and then time for the dude. It's just they're not the same person.
No, I agree.
Okay. Good luck. Good luck at your new job, Abe.
Yeah, he definitely could. Because, yeah, I do think these people don't sleep and they have a lot of passive time. I wouldn't be shocked if they,
He has
Did
zero
things like
passive time.
I hate conspiracy theories. If I was a dictator, I would ban conspiracy theories and gossip. That's how sick of it I am of this shit.
But I do know that Elon does have a serious problem with Justin Trudeau. And Jordan Peterson is on Elon's side. And both of them despise Justin Trudeau. And that's the thing, like, Elon could have gotten involved in politics. You know? Sorry, Gio?
Nothing. Sorry, I'm working on something and I made a mistake. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I think he could have got involved in Canadian politics if he wanted to. Instead, he went and got involved in American politics because he is a Canadian citizen and all his wives are Canadian as well. And all his kids, I think, are born in Canada. So he's very Canadian. I never understood why he kind of shies away from Canadian politics. I don't know.
Yeah, but American politics bleed
Not
over.
Alaska politics, you know. Yeah.
Did anybody see the Dodgers win the World Series?
Lou, he's calling you, bro. He's talking about baseball. Basketball. This is Lou's topic. Hello, Lou? Lou's not here.
I got a follow-up question. Do you guys like?
Yeah, this is part two. He's met me at least 3 times. You're about to die laughing at Dick. Yeah, it's me again. Yeah, this is part 3. I swear, honestly, there's nothing better than to hear you laugh this much. Like, I can only imagine the kind of stress you're under. Yeah. Dude, for the past couple of weeks, I basically, oh God, I can't do this. It's oh my God. There's 8 billion people on Earth. So yes. There's someone who sounds like you somewhere. And you are that person? Yes. It gets worse. It gets worse. It gets so much worse. It gets so much worse. Honestly, I don't believe you're not me. Yeah, that's a theory. That's a theory. People think I'm legitimately your clone. There's been theories that I'm one of your Neuralink experiments. Can you clarify that I'm not one of your Neuralink experiments? Or maybe I am and I wouldn't realize it? Because that shit's fast. How many monkeys? Whoa. How many monkeys? That's a test subject.
He doesn't stutter enough. He's not Elon. He's not Elon.
Autism. Your sense of humor is quite similar sense of humor. It's eerie. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's just 2 guys giggling, and one guy is a good impersonator. One of those guys is the real Elon Musk, and that's Adrian Dittman.
See, that's something we can agree on. One of those guys is Elon Musk. You're saying both of those guys are Elon Musk.
No, the point is, go to adriandittman.com, use your thinking cap, see what he's posting, know the personality, and realize that Adrian Dittman is Elon's burner account.
Oh my God.
What do you
Send him into the prison colony, alright? It's enough. Send him to the prison colony. This is enough.
I've been in prison, aka the U.S. military, and I got to tell you that I have such a positive attitude that if they were ever to send me to jail, they'd be like, "You're the happiest person we've ever had in jail, and we can't thank you enough because you've made everybody else here happy." And violence has gone down, depression has gone down, anxiety has gone down. You know what? We'd like to offer you a job in the prison. Would you like to be the warden?
For sure.
No, it's true. I mean, if you have a positive attitude, you can transform teams. It just takes one person with great positivity and great demeanor.
You should show us. Yeah, you should show us for sure.
I'm just saying, Ape needs to remember this when he starts his new job.
I'm just saying, you should do it.
I am doing it.
You can reform a prison. Do it. Dude, you haven't worked in 6 months. What are you talking about, Willis?
The attitude at my former workspace has gone up tremendously because I'm no longer, there. Now they got all the work settled. Everything is getting done, and they're like, "Yeah, we'd like him to come back because he bowed out gracefully." Well, we will see who gets laid tonight, Gio. Me or you?
It's time to send Americans over to the South America for 50 years, and then they have to earn their way back. It's about time.
Why don't we do repatriations back to England and Germany of white Americans that want to be repatriated and given reparations?
Yes, let's do that. I'm down.
All right, I got one last question before I leave and give you guys back your piece. What is the most tragic event in human history that just kept going on and on and on, and it was all from like groupthink, and it was all the main characters were responsible for this ongoing horrific tragedy?
No idea, bro. I don't think there was an event like that.
The Jews.
How about the St. Vitus dance?
The what?
The St. Vitus dance, where in 1500, all these like peasants started dancing, and they couldn't stop for months, and they kept dancing until they died. And it was like thousands and thousands of people just joining in on the dance.
But they like, and what's the thought that they were like possessed?
Yeah, they thought it was like a instance of mass, like current thinking is that it was mass psychosis and not a result of like contaminated food sources that like drove them crazy. So they danced till their feet bled, and they hired the local government hired like physicians to try to diagnose like what's going on, and it's really fascinating. Like look up Saint Vitus, Vitus. It happened in Germany, and I think it was like they call it a dancing plague.
It's a little bit like a cult of Hare Krishnas or something. So it's a psychological phenomenon, where people just kept dancing until they died, meaning that there must have been like some type of spiritual underpinning or cult, like group think going on about what was happening, the dancing, people are like, this is, maybe they thought it was the apocalypse, or there was some type of mind virus that promulgated amongst the participants that infected people. But there could have also been bad play, bad actors like Jim Jones type of thing, and during that strange phenomenon. There should be a movie about that. Why isn't there? There should be a movie. That's like a fucking Hollywood blockbuster.
Sydenham's chorea is a disorder affecting children and characterized by jerky, uncontrollable movements. So some people, I guess, are saying this might have been what.
But for 1,000 people to catch that, yeah.
So what was the answer that you had in mind, Love?
What was that?
Oh, what was the thing that you had in mind?
Oh, it's like a trick. It's a trick question. I didn't actually have a good example.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you could just say the Democrats.
Got him.
I love what you said, Gio, yesterday. Where like, if every Democrat just shut up and started and just planted a tree back in the day, like all our environmental problems would be over. Yeah, I remember exactly what you said.
All they did was chain themselves to like one tree, You're not taking down this one tree over my dead body. So then they take down all the other trees, and then,
That's fine.
That's right.
Gio, there's a Korean restaurant near my house here in Chicago called Goblin Bat, and it's a hot dog, like a breaded hot dog. It's a corn dog restaurant, and they play K-pop on big screens, and it's so cringe, but it's kind of cool because they spend a lot of money putting this all together, and there's actually like multiple locations. It's a franchise now, and I ate the hot dog once, and I'm just like, it's pretty good, but it's basically just a fucking hot dog on a stick.
Hot dog from the festivals that Americans used to have, but for Koreans, it's like they like cheese now and hot dogs because Americans introduced it to them, so they like it now.
Koreans
They-
do micro innovation.
It's kind of interesting too because there's actually like a lot of work that goes into making these like corn dogs. Um, but I just don't see like the restaurants surviving. Like there's not like a line of people trying to get these corn dogs. There's very few
Right.
customers ever in the store. And the K-pop stuff was like I was like, God damn, this is gay. I couldn't believe how effeminate the K-pop songs were that they were playing, and just like I was like, man, this is really bad culturally for men in Korea. I was like, they're making their population gay with this shit.
Surprise!
Yeah, but you taught them how to do that. Doo-wop and barbershop quartets, Temptations, all the way to NSYNC and on and on. Boys to Men, all that shit.
The story of the guy who did or who did Backstreet Boys and Sync. Do you remember that guy? He went to jail for doing a Ponzi scheme, but he made like a ton of
Yeah.
money. What was that guy's name? He's dead now. He's
Lou Pearlman, I think.
Lou
or something.
Pearlman. That story is like is like if you study that story,
He used them for slave labor and like made millions, and then he paid them $50,000 for making their first album.
right, but he parlayed all of that music and video success into a hedge fund, aka a Ponzi scheme. And there is a documentary about him and about what he did, and it's like there's other examples of that. There's many examples of really successful music producers who were psychotics. And for example, that other guy who killed his wife with the crazy hair, what was his name? A Renette, what's his Ron Perlman? I can't remember, not Ron Perlman. Anyways, I'm just saying that Hollywood has created huge businesses, huge like Universal Music Group, just mega businesses, huge catalog libraries. But the people that created a lot of those businesses were crazy.
Yeah. Welcome to the free market. Yeah.
Oh, this is maybe this won't be the last thing I say, but I went on eBay and I bought what are called Annas, which are British East India Trading Company coins that they created while they were doing business in India. And so during like the early 1800s, there were multiple European countries on the west coast of India, and they created trading hubs. And I find it so interesting because the British East India Company minted their own coins for distribution in those provinces. So they created an artificial marketplace by printing the Queen's image on a coin and getting all the population to get excited about these bullshit coins.
Don't we have a history of coin collection infomercials in America?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, nice one. Nice cell phone, buddy. Yeah.
I imagine like all of those. It's actually like most of anything that's being sold on TV is like being bought by boomers, like older people.
Yeah. Collecting shit. Beanie babies and shit. and shit. We was cakes.
Dude, you were around, I think, we were like pretty young when the Being a Baby thing was.
Yeah, I was like 10, 12 or something like that.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Yeah, that shit got wild. It's so
For real.
It's a brilliant, like if you can somehow make something that the public goes crazy for, and then you literally, it's nuts when you think about it, like, you can create a new product or whatever you want to call it, and the less of them you make, the more.
Yeah, welcome to capitalism, yeah.
So what I think about what I'm doing, you know, in terms.
Then think about this, right? If you were smart, you would make some BMWs really rare, but keep like 100,000 of them hidden in a factory for 30 years. And then when it's all worth like $80,000 each, you teach to sell all of them, all the rare ones you have saved up. So now you can make money twice. These key people don't even know how to capitalist, right? They're all retarded, dude. If you fucking gave black people full license to capitalist as much as they want, they would outcompete white people. They would know to do that. They would know to hustle you on the front end and the back end.
I don't think all black people.
Not all black people, the hustlers I'm talking about. The dealers, yeah. But, and then on top of that, like, even in major cities, black dealers have black people prices or, like, non-white people prices and the white people prices. So they're like, hey, how much is an eighth of weed? Oh, for you, $60. And then for, like, blacks and minorities, it's, like, 25 to 30. Damn, bro. They don't fuck around, bro.
About with little money or growing up in the hood that like initiates like an entrepreneurial out of necessity sort of mode for a lot of people. You start to see how things work at a much younger age.
There should be like classes in college, like how to start an eBay account, how to start a whatever that
How
other.
about you teach them how to do finance, like learn simple finance early on first, and then we'll go from there.
Well, you could teach simple finance through making people set up an eBay store or an Etsy account. Like you could use those platforms as.
Bro, that's like the easiest fucking thing to do to make a fucking account. We're talking about actually balancing your budget and fucking actual skills, my nigga.
No, dude.
Like fucking, oh yeah, you can't put, I know how to sign up for a fucking online account for Etsy as a fucking skill. And any retard can figure that out.
No,
Right?
I'm talking about.
Retarded, dude.
I'm
College course on how to open an eBay account. Bro, you don't understand that these black kids who are like 12 to 14 have made like dozens of fake Cash App accounts and Uber Eats account and have gotten free meals.
Yeah.
You don't even understand what's going on in the real world right now, bro.
Well, I haven't been to work in 6 months.
Yeah, that's not something you learn at work, you fucking retard. This is a guy. Come on, motherfucker.
Well, when I was in
Yeah.
when I was in college, I had a really successful eBay account, and I had many successful websites. And during our public, or actually, it was an insurance class that I was taking, and it's called like general. Anyways, it was about insurance, the life insurance industry, or all insurance. So the point is, we had to do a public speaking segment at the end of the class, and I gave a presentation on how to start an eBay business, and I got rated the best presentation. And people were just like flummoxed that I was making like $300 a day selling books that I wrote on eBay. And this like hillbilly kid, you know, I went to school in the South. He came up to me. He's like, I gotta say, that was like the most impressive speech, and I can't believe what you're doing. That was amazing. And then the professor at the end, he's like, John, I gotta tell you, everybody was so impressed with your presentation.
Why does it sound like Forrest Gump #2?
Because in the deep South, people really talk like that. The South is very slow. They don't speak quickly.
Oh, I know what the South sounds like, yeah.
it's a good thing actually that they slow down their speech, because people just move too fast. They data dump on people. There's like hyperverbal speakers like myself, like you. Unlike Ape, Ape is actually much more southern than us. Lou is a slow speaker.
Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. All right.
Why do you think I'm a slow speaker? And that's not Adrian Dittman, man. That's just not. He's got two accounts.
So what's the benefit of speaking fast, right? Like you memorize things more, right? Because you speak faster. Actually, like if you speak faster, you memorize things better, right? Like if you go slow, people don't remember much of things.
Well, look at Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro made a whole career out of debating people very quickly and telling them what they didn't know at on a stage level at the universities. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I read very.
You don't see Alan Dean, you know, being popular. Sorry, go ahead, Luke.
Is that the,
Our conservative Alan.
I thought it was that
Slow speaking. No, slow speaking. No, different one.
Yeah, he's a whole nother level slow.
He takes 5 years to tell you he's going to lunch. Like, come on, dude. One time I got so tired of debating a liberal, I did my whole spiel on why his argument was stupid. And then, like, half the people in the room were like, we didn't understand what you were saying. And I was like, God damn it.
I like Alan's personality. You know, he's got like a good demeanor.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He just takes forever to say hello.
Yeah, but that's part of his charm. He slows the conversation down in not an unagreeable way or in an annoying way. He's not stupid. So you bear with his, you know, slower words per minute. And then you like it because you're like, oh, I like this guy's personality.
Are you calling me stupid, John?
Maybe. I mean, tell us the last book you read and I'll tell you how stupid you are.
The Lovely Bones. We had to read that in our gay liberal school.
Is that your sleeve? Is that really your tattoo or not?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, that's interesting. It's nice. A lot of yellow, damn.
Thank you.
So,
He likes the Asians.
is it a phoenix or is it like a hawk or what is it?
Oh, hello.
Are you a Scorpio?
No.
When's your birthday?
March. Aries.
Because the phoenix is actually the secret zodiac of the Scorpio. The Scorpio turns into a phoenix.
No, I got it more for the idea of the phoenix, the concept of like rising, the beginning.
How does that work from a scorpion to a phoenix?
Google it. Let me Google that for you, Daniel.
Wait, did you say Scorpio or Scorpion?
Scorpion.
I'm saying that the secret transformation of a Scorpio or a Scorpion is into the Phoenix. The Phoenix is like the Holy Spirit.
I figured out a good way to determine if you should be a citizen and be able to vote or not after you do military service. You ready? Ready? How many New Year's resolutions have you kept in your lifetime? And prove it, you know. Boom. That's how you know.
New Year resolutions don't practice.
It is a dumb practice, but the ones who can do it while doing something stupid, they don't give up. That's a good quality. They keep commitment seriously. True. I don't disagree with that.
So you hear what you're playing? Do you know what the name of that instrument is? It's called the Santor.
Oh, okay.
I actually have that in my other bedroom. Do you want to hear what the Santor sounds like?
I'm hearing it right now.
Well, you should. The point is, it's a mystical meditational device from ancient Persia.
Excuse me. I'm trying to listen right now. No, I'm just.
It's a trip. I'm telling you that when you play the Santor, it's like mystical. It's unbelievable because it's so weird when you play it. It produces all these like variables unintentionally, and you just bang away on it, and it's like the thing plays itself. And it's the lightest touch. You use a wooden stick with a soft pad at the tip.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I put it on YouTube. I got over 400 views. I called it "Kill All the Terrorists" song.
Nice.
Oh god. Oh, that's amazing.
Do you think God has a sense of humor?
Of course.
So wouldn't that make Jesus the greatest comedian who's ever lived?
Guess he would have to be, yeah.
So I'll put it in the chat, but there's a YouTube video I watched yesterday. It's called The Archetype of the Fool, and how the fool is the true self. And then we put on all these different masks and do all these performances.
It's actually kind of interesting, right? Wouldn't Jesus would have to be the greatest at everything that he did if he's God? You have to be the greatest at things even things he didn't do.
He was such a good sacrifice that he died on the cross.
No, but like he objectively would have had been the best carpenter, right?
Best
Maybe.
poker player.
But his role is not a carpenter, though. His role was sacrifice.
But it doesn't matter. Like anyway, he's gone. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess maybe.
I mean, how could you have a man that's better than God at something?
Well, that's why he was like the king philosopher king. And I think there's a connection between Marcus Aurelius and Jesus, meaning that Marcus Aurelius lived 100 years after Jesus, and he witnessed what Jesus did, and therefore Jesus influenced Marcus in a way. And when you read Meditations, he refers to the singular God, not just pluralistically. So it seems like Christian influence on later Roman moral pagan kings like Marcus may have had an influence on it did have an influence on Roman governance, because the Christians were rebelling against the Roman system. And in the end, Marcus ended up killing hundreds and hundreds of Christians in a political sacrifice to the gods. That could be a movie in itself. The ending of Marcus when he kills all the Christians. They should make that's like the antithesis to the movie Passion of the Christ, which made so many people cry. But imagine watching a Roman king like murder hundreds of Christians. Like that would be a big movie.
Yeah.
So it's said that I told my father the other day that Paul brought down the Roman Empire, and my dad got so pissed. He's like, Paul did not bring down the Roman Empire. I was like, well, he did philosophically, because he spread the gospel, and the Christendom that set in to Roman paganism brought down the empire. He's like, it was the Gauls, it was the barbarians. I'm like, no, it was Christian philosophy that brought down Roman paganism. That's the real government. So in the end, shut the fuck up, Edmund.
Oh, thank God.
In summation, shut the fuck up, Edmund.
He just keeps going and going and going and going. No, I'm just kidding.
You're the same way. I don't even know where your energy comes from, because I mean, you do these late night sessions and like, so like what time? Well, when I worked at this warehouse,
Coffee, nicotine, the usual suspects.
well, I worked at this warehouse after the army. I worked at Avon and I was a night shifts supervisor. And I would go to work at 5:30 p.m. and I would leave at 6 a.m. So I was literally working like 12 and a half hours a day, 7 days a week, week after week. And after like 3 weeks of working straight during the holiday season, I basically had like a nervous breakdown. And anyways, I got a new job. But my point is like to work nonstop, like 30 days straight, 12 hours a day, especially graveyard shift, like that is a trip because you're like you basically are like a vampire. You don't really see people. Like everybody does all their shit during sunlight, and so if you're sleeping during sunlight, you're literally like a fucking vampire. It's like the definition of a vampire.
That's how you do it, but yeah, maybe for you, yeah.
That's right.
When there's a will, there's a way, and you didn't have the will, so you didn't find the way.
Right. The will is the true self manifesting. Interesting. Will backwards is Lou.
What? No, it's not.
Lou. Yeah, it is. How do you say it?
Lill.
No, Liw. What does that spell? Lou.
What?
Pronunciate Liw.
How else could you? Yeah, I suppose it was. Lie.
Lau.
Yeah, that's right.
And now you're speaking Chinese.
Well, you know how to say nature in Chinese? Zero.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Edmund. No, I'm just kidding.
This is like the show Everybody Loves Raymond, which technically means everybody hates Raymond.
Yeah. It's like everybody hates Chris, but everybody loves Chris. Oh wait, no, never mind.
Can you stream like when you have sex tonight?
Yeah, no problem.
Daniel wants to fetch before no.
He's tired of regular porn. He needs to watch it live now. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
Even the hose ain't working for Daniel.
You got them escorts.
Daniel, you need to go to one of those massage parlors, the Chinese massage parlors. Do they have those in Australia? The Chinese massage parlors?
From what I heard, it's mostly run by Koreans, actually. So I don't know.
What?
That's what I heard from this dude. But anyways.
Uh-oh. But you know Chinese also do that, right?
That I don't.
You're deflecting.
Yeah.
Just look up Chinese massage parlors. I can give you a website that lists every, hoary Chinese parlor in America, and there's a lot.
Yeah, rub maps.
Yeah, rub maps. There you go.
Yeah.
I knew you would know that, Lou. I knew you wouldn't disappoint me.
Yeah, Mike, I've never been to one of them. My cousin went to a couple of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Get some happy endings, no?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
It's not that happy with Chinese women. No, I'm just kidding.
You know what I?
Like, money now! Money now! Get to the chopper!
It's fun for us Americans to see you Asians compete when we can't even tell.
You know what I don't understand is like some men will say that when a woman sucks your dick, like that's the ultimate like pleasure or power position. And I'm like, how is that the ultimate power and pleasure? Like when
I love that.
Yeah, I know you love that.
Up at Jude from down there, you dumbass. That's
No. What I'm saying is when a woman allows you to bang her without a condom, like that is by definition a far greater risk to a woman than kissing a dick. So why does a man?
No, but it is a bigger risk, but you're talking about power position, right? And that is the most power position in sex.
There's no like pleasure that like. I mean, some women will come in, but there's no pleasure in a woman sucking a dick. Like she's doing it literally just for you.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's true.
You learned something new today.
Well, the thing is, if a woman is going to let you bang her without a condom, you know, it implies that you're also going to get that blowjob. But if you get a blowjob, it doesn't mean it's not explicit that you're going to get to tap that ass. You see what I'm saying? So.
I don't see what you're saying. I disagree with that.
Really? Are you sure about that? Because these bitches got cold sores in their throats.
Bro, this guy made like a whole entire formula. He made a whole entire algorithm.
Welcome to Adrian Tillman's Sexology 101.
Bro, they need to say right now.
Sociology.
You need to say right now that you go in wrong.
Vertigo,
let you get.
Degree of your
Did I just hear right now that he said that? If you go in wrong, she's going to give you the BJ. But that doesn't guarantee you're going to get that, tap that ass. Bro, that shit's crazy. This guy made a whole entire algorithm.
Yeah.
It's a crazy world we live in.
Do you have like any other algorithms you can tell us, man?
Sore throats.
Yeah, I was
in their throats.
I was at the bar the other day, and this guy that I went to high school was there, and like he's a pretty rough guy, and he actually has an OnlyFans, and you know, he was kind of like trying. He told me he did afterwards, and so the whole thing is, he said to me, he was like in a jokingly but also in a very aggressive manner, because he's like, you know, he thinks I'm a smartass. He's like, "Go ahead, tell us something true, motherfucker." And I was like, "All communication is hypnosis." And it fucking, his head was like, boom! He was like, "What? What? Oh no!" He was like, he couldn't reject it. It was so funny.
Be a man, do the right thing.
That's perfect NLP.
Does he make money from these OnlyFans?
No, fuck no.
You can do it!
Yeah, you gotta have the positive attitude.
I'm surprised you don't have OnlyFans.
I do. Go to onlyfansvid.com.
He has?
It's over 9,000!
Yeah, just go to onlyfanvid.com.
Let's play some gangsters music. I haven't listened to hardcore rap in a minute. Let's go. Vinny Paz.
Young Jeezy, gangsta music. This is gangsta music. Okay.
And President Morsi was removed. But President Mubarak, before the remove, he said by himself voluntarily, "I quit, I will leave the position." And Mubarak was in the prison too. He didn't run. He didn't leave. But when you see the Muslim Brotherhood, they threatened, "We will explode, we will kill," and after 30th of July, you will find so many terrorist occupations happen. Terrorist operations, I'm sorry.
Masri, did Morsi not win the election?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
I cannot deny.
Okay.
But what happened after that?
Hold on.
Did he really run the country to a better?
Hold on, Masri.
It was
My
much
question,
worse.
I said a lot of things. So my question, very specific. My question is in relation to the Palestinians. Who is a bigger ally to the Palestinians? Morsi or Sisi? Who?
You had a phone call. We didn't hear you.
No, who was a bigger ally to the Palestinians? Morsi or Sisi?
Hello?
Can you not hear me? Can you not hear me, Diego?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Egyptian, what are you doing hanging out with these people?
He's answering the real questions. None of this Israeli propaganda.
Hi, Issa.
Hello, honey, how are you?
Do you know what naked short selling is, Issa?
What?
Naked short selling. It's not a sexual position of mine.
No.
Bro,
blind.
I was going that way because of the short in there, but
it's blindsiding.
Diego's not short.
It's where they sell stocks that they don't even own.
I've seen it, Princess, and maybe for you it's not short because maybe you have very low expectations, but yeah, I think it's very short.
Oh, are you talking about his genitals?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you've seen his penis.
Yeah, I have. A few times.
What?
Oh, she really is.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, God. Isn't it amazing?
I'll be White Law. How are you?
So wait, Mr. Anderson, can you explain what naked shirt selling is?
It's a risky, and I thought it was banned actually in some places, but it's a high risk practice of selling shares that they don't actually own or have borrow or.
Mr. Anderson, you're actually throwing your ball.
Can you bring up love?
Just 1 second.
You want to disrupt it? He's listening.
Like, no, but I just want to make sure it's Edmund because I don't know why I have him blocked and I just want to unblock him because might have been an accident. But
that's definitely him.
That's definitely him. He's live streaming this room right now.
Wait a second.
No, that's fine. I just don't know why I have him blocked because it's been an accident. Yes.
I just want to say, like, Mr.
Why do you think after you the fucking live streamer blocked it?
Well, how many times have you ever?
Oh my God.
No, I adore it. I would kick him out, but I would never block him.
Yeah, you probably blocked him after.
What are you talking about?
Me. She's talking about me.
Is it you, love?
Yeah, I don't want to just be a part of the problem. I want to be the problem. So go to loveartjoy.com right now to see yourself on my YouTube channel. You're all over it. You are a star, and God bless you all. Have a great and happy Halloween. Shut up, leprechaun! Shut your fucking mouth. She's dead to me. She licked me arsehole. She licked me arsehole, and now she's dead to me. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, so he's a perfect example of a naked short seller, right?
Yeah, short selling, I understand, is when you do the thing in stocks, right?
No. It's when he tells you, hey, here's my channel. Come back for more entertainment. You'll be guaranteed more entertainment. However, we are the ones that have to actually perform the entertainment for him, which he doesn't control. And if we don't put on a show, he doesn't get one extra viewer. I think the most he's ever had is 5. And so that's what Israel does. Israel says, you know, oh, Iran, you want a piece of me? You say you want a piece of me? Then you got it, right? But they don't have the support from the United States guaranteed. They claim they do.
What makes you think that they don't have the support of the United States guaranteed?
Because we have our own.
They don't do what the executive tells them.
Hold on. What makes you think that? Diego?
They don't do what the executive tells them.
We have no obligation.
They don't. Neither do they have any fucking obligation to do whatever you guys.
If they're taking the fucking money, they have an obligation.
No, because it's not charity money, and this is where you you don't
condition-free.
understand the nature of
It's
that
condition-free.
relationship, and it's very easy. You can go in the government. In the U.S. government website and check the relationship that they have got with Israel, and they have got a very clear layout of the partnership. So it's a mutually beneficial one. It's a mutually beneficial one. It's not
what does the United States
Israel.
get? What's the mutually
Well, they're
beneficial
getting technology. They're getting
technology.
where they can trial
What
their
is really technology
their
does the
weaponry,
US military
and they're
deploy?
getting 75%, and they're getting 75%
What US
of
military
sales
equipment
coming
is really?
from the weaponry.
Ask ChatGPT.
Oh
what piece of equipment in the US military is it really?
Nuclear weapons.
The U.S. sells 75% of the weapons used in Israel.
That is not what you said, and also
is
if you
what
say
I
that
said.
like it's a selling
There are
point,
many
that
things.
in fact is
One
a
of them
negative
is
because any other country, the United States,
75%
gives
of the
military
weapons bought
into,
by
for
Israel
example,
is bought
Ukraine,
from the USA.
they have to spend 100% of that money. It's
No, they
only
don't.
Israel that gets the special deal where they get to spend 20%.
They are receiving intelligence.
So that is not the selling point that you think that it
trialing
is,
of the weapons.
because that is
Dude.
preferential.
God, it's impossible.
I know. You think that's a selling point, and it's not. You've also said that there's a technology transfer. What is it that Israel gives to the United States?
Bro, number one, you
For
have
this
an Irish
money.
Wait a second. Number one, you have an Irish accent. So you
Number
know
one, shut the
automatically
fuck up,
understand
Frankie.
it.
No one cares.
Number two,
that's right.
You hate Israelis.
I'm not
and you
talking
hate Jews.
Bro,
shut up.
Let me change the subject.
Bro, this man is an anti-Semite. He hates Jews. He hates Israelis. I don't care.
Yeah,
And he's
that's
using Irish
that's his
picture.
right as a man of the West.
He uses
his right is to hate whoever he wants.
Okay, he can hate whoever he wants, but he has to be honest with it. Just be like,
I'm extremely honest. I'm a white supremacist.
He's the most honest. There's no one more honest than he.
That's right. Like, you straight up, bro.
Good. I like people like him.
Okay, well, you can go back.
Why do you interrupt people like him?
Wait a second. I like people like him because I.
Is this guy black?
Yeah, he is a little bit. Yeah,
amazing.
He's black at night. Yes,
the black Jew.
No. Are you white British?
So you're just simping?
Are you white English? What are you?
You're just simping for the Jews?
Are you simping for the English?
You're simping for the Jews now.
You're simping for the English.
You're
Do you even know your Irish
simping for the
language?
Jews.
Do you even know your Irish
Bro,
language?
this room's not about me. Sorry,
amazing. You don't even know your Irish language because the Irish fucked all you. Wait a second. Wait a second. You're sipping for the Palestinian and the Irish fucked all your women.
Can you speak English?
Okay, wait, hold on.
I'm speaking English.
Check.
Fuck off.
I'll check. Okay. I'm gonna move him down. There you go. Go ahead, Isa. You can come up.
She went to the audience?
Yeah, she says he can't handle with this.
That guy's straight up retarded.
She's not talking about is it Tim that you can't handle? Tim. She's talking about Tim? No, Tim was giving good. Dude, look, how can a country that's at war with 6 different nations also be selling weapons? Think about this for a second, Isa. What you're claiming is absurd on its face.
Preposterous. I'm backed up with no evidence.
Like, there are articles where they show that they're running out of ammunition for the Iron Dome. And that's like 6 months ago.
And this 75% shit is nonsense. That is literally the worst case scenario of the United States giving money to any other country. If they give it to any other country, it's 100% must be spent with US military contractors. Israel actually does it and gets a sweetheart deal, which no one else gets. So that's not like some kind of like flex on, Israel's part.
Oh my God, he said you have to come up.
Oh my God, the facts! Can't handle the facts!
Do you still have he said it's giving me the red thing. Can you remind me again how to get rid of that red thing? Let's see the impact the USA will have on the military industry. Resources are finite, Isa. You know this. You know the red thing when I try to add you and it says user has already been invited to the room?
She just has to click her profile.
You turn off hand raising and then turn it back on.
Oh, I turn it off?
Yeah, you turn hand raising
No,
on.
she's up here. She's up here.
You can do that. It's just that I chose not to come on stage because if you're asking me a question, you want me to answer, and I'm being talked over all the time. Honestly, I think
You're turning into such a
I've been on Clubhouse for a week because I don't want to be around all this shouting shit. And honestly, I have no reason to be here. I came here to say hello. But if I'm being attacked just because I'm being asked a question and you don't like the answer, I mean, I don't need to be here fighting with you today.
Okay.
I don't need to be here
Just let
fighting
her.
with you today.
I will moderate. I will give you guys the floor. All you have to do is just say, hey, can I go next? So go ahead.
No, I don't need to be moderator. I'm not the one talking over him.
Okay, but your point was, I understood it very well.
My point is that there is a relationship where both of them are gaining something from it. So it's not charity money, it's not money that the US is gifting to Israel, and then Israel has to do everything that the USA says. No, Israel can say fuck off to the United States because they have an obligation with their people, not with the government of the US. Now, if the U.S. wants to try to make some pressure by, what's this word, putting some limits or bannings or whatever in selling them weapons, Israel can happily go and buy their weapons from Russia, China, or whoever wants their money. They can do that. And the US, if they want to stop giving money to Israel, fine, do that. If Israel stops buying 75% of their weapons from the USA, let's see how that impacts the jobs in the USA.
It'll be a drop in the fucking ocean. It's nothing.
I do think it wouldn't affect it much.
The United States.
I
the United
think
States
it would. And the other day I was reading about it, and it's a significant amount
The
of
United States loses money investing into Israel. Loses money. It's a sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah, you don't sound too brilliant, to be honest with that.
So you're turning into you and everyone you don't like want you to smear.
Look.
Yeah, well,
anybody
that's
that
what you're saying, but
understands
you're
how
talking
I'd like
from
to say
Guatemala.
something.
Hold on. Let's give 13 the floor here. Let's.
No, I think this Guatemalan trying to be a Wignac Graper isn't really making any points. I mean, the United States.
I mean, you're just calling names. You're not addressing my
You're just calling names.
Yeah, well, let me tell you this, Guatemalan trying to be a Wignac. Here's the thing. Number one, you will never become white. Number two, the Americans, right, don't need Israel. They actually waste their money spending on Israel. As a matter of fact, actually increase their own M3 money supply. Just funding Israel alone. It doesn't.
How old are you? Are you 18 or something? Are you at least?
You gotta smear and attack him. Attack the
That's
point, not the man.
You're from a banana republic.
Yeah, well, you sound like a Sanika.
Amazing. She's a fucking kid. You just learned from.
Let me say this, right? Look, I come from one of the oldest civilizations on Earth. You were elevated to sapiens by the Spanish. Close your mouth. That's
Yeah,
why you
well,
want to be a Wignac.
that's the part
you're
that you
just
don't
an
know
idiot. Don't
about
talk